Hello friends, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We are doing a plan with me for the month of December. So as you saw in the beginning, I am using a kinbor weeks. This is very similar to a hobonichi weeks, and this is my day-to-day planner pretty much. This is where I keep track of literally everything. So on here, the first thing that I put down is the holidays. Obviously we have major holiday is Christmas in December, but we also have my birthday. And then what I'm doing right now is adding in all of my bills. So I have a Google Calendar that's, hooked up to my phone and my emails and everything, but I also just like to have a physical reminder as well. So I like to add in all the dates that I have specific bills due, just so I can see it at a glance when I take a look at my planner. So now I'm just adding in some events that I have throughout the month, specifically some work events, which are very fun, but I just like to have those on there. Again, I love seeing everything at a glance, so I like to have everything I possibly can on my calendar. And then, as you'll see here in a second, we will go in and highlight and do certain things to differentiate all the different items on the calendar. Clearly, I also put my paydays because who doesn't love to see that? So my best friend's birthday is also in December, so for birthdays I highlight them pink because they're fun. I love pink, and yeah, no other reason. Then any events that I have, whether they be for work, whether they be, someone coming into town, something like that, I go ahead and highlight those purple. And then all of my bills I highlight blue. Now you would think, why wouldn't you highlight them green if it's, dealing with money? Well, that's because I highlight my paydays in green, which you'll see here right now. So that is the calendar all done. And now we will move into the weekly setup here. And as you can see, there's this one big block. And what I like to do is block off the first third of the container and have the second 2/3 be their own container, if that makes sense. Essentially, over on the left-hand side of that line that I just drew, I will put any timed events. So for example, any time that I work, any payday, for example, any event, really just again, the same thing that I put on my big overall calendar, but I just include it on the weekly basis as well. And then on the right-hand side of that line that I drew, I will go in and add in specific tasks for the day or, to-do lists and things like that I may think of on the day, or if I didn't do something the day before, making sure to get that on there the next day. And then on this page that I'm working on right now, essentially I like to do a couple different things. So I like to track my time for two different things. So that is my sleep and my screen time. Now I do have apps for this. I use my Ultrahuman ring to track my sleep. And then I use obviously the screen time built into my phone for the screen time. But I just like to see this at a quick glance. As you'll notice, I like to see a lot of things at quick glance. I do like to see this and just get a sense of how much I'm sleeping versus how much screen time I'm spending. Y'all, you don't want to see last week or the week before that. I genuinely... The screen time has been a problem, but that is why we're tracking it, so that I can see, oh, this is not good. What I'm doing now is basically I'll write out these headers for time tracking, my chores, and my tasks. I will write those in cursive, and then I'll go in and add some brush strokes to make it seem more like calligraphy. And then what I'm doing now is, like I mentioned earlier, just putting those times that I'm working and little events that I have going on throughout the week on that left-hand side. Mainly what I'll use the calligraphy side for is, at the beginning of the week, if I know that there's specific chores or tasks that I need to get done, I will go in and write those down. Let's say if I needed to clean out the closet or donate my clothes or something like that, I would put that on the chores list. If I needed to do, we have a bill that's coming up that month or that week, I would put that under the tasks, or just general tasks to get done that I can think of ahead of time, not necessarily things that come up day to day. So now what I am doing is just going in and making that line for the rest of the weeks in the month, because while I don't know necessarily if I'm gonna stick to the time tracking chores and tasks, I want to. It's been working for me, so I would assume that I would, but I don't want to fully do that for the rest of the month, just in case I want to add or take away some things. But I do know that I do like to split up the weekly time blocks. So went ahead and did that, and then I'm just filling in the rest of the events. So events that I have for the week, or the things that I had put on that main calendar. I really like to see these things multiple times. A lot of people may say it's overkill. A lot of people may say, do you really need to write that 7 times and have it on a calendar and all that? And to that I say, yes I do. I like to just have that information readily available anywhere I look, whether that's, like I said, on my calendar on my phone, whether that's the monthly glance on my calendar, or for like this example, a week at a time. I'm also going in and highlighting each thing with the same highlight color that I did on the calendar. One thing that I did forget to put on the calendar was that my brother is coming in town. So I went ahead and put that on the weeks, but you'll notice I didn't put that on the calendar. So I need to go back and do that. I also only wrote in one payday, so I'm adding the second one right now. But that is pretty much it, and that's what my planner looks like for the week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.